So here we are going to study about carbohydrates. It is very important chapter for basics of biochemistry, and it is frequently asked in Viva, and some questions also comes uh, in our university exams. So what are carbohydrates? So carbohydrates are the polyhydroxyaldehyde. Sorry. Carbohydrates are the polyhydroxyaldehydes or ketones or the compound which yield these compounds on hydrolysis. मतलब कार्बोहाइड्रेट कुछ नहीं, एक पॉलीहाइड्रोक्सी एल्डिहाइड और कीटोन है, और इसी का एक कंपाउंड होता है जो कि हाइड्रोलाइसिस के बाद यही कंपाउंड रिलीज़ करेगा. अगर सिंपल टर्म में मैं आपको बताऊँ तो बेसिकली कार्बोहाइड्रेट है क्या. कार्बोहाइड्रेट कुछ नहीं है, ये पॉलीहाइड्रोक्सी एल्डिहाइड और कीटो का एक ग्रुप है जैसे मैंने बताया. सो फॉर एग्जांपल these three carbon atoms, these three carbon atom compound is polyhydroxy alcohol glycerol, and it has 3 carbon and 1 alcohol group on one side, and there is a hydroxy group on other side. Therefore it is polyhydroxy and alcohol. It is basically a glycerol. When these one of these carbon get exchanged from aldehyde or keto group, they form respectively polyhydroxy aldehyde or polyhydroxy keto group, and aldehyde group always comes at first carbon atom and keto group always comes at second carbon atoms. Now I can explain you. For example, these 3 carbon atom, 1 2 3, it has this form. This is glycerol. When it get exchanged from aldehyde, for example 1 2 3, same यहाँ पे हमारा H2, then it is a polyhydroxy aldehyde. It always come at first carbon atom. For keto group, these carbon will get exchanged. So I hope the definition of carbohydrate is clear to you all. And next thing is its classification. Now carbohydrates are broadly classified into 3 groups. What are the 3 groups? They are monosaccharide, oligosaccharide, polysaccharide. But some authors believe that monosaccharide, there is 4 groups: monosaccharide, disaccharide, oligosaccharide and polysaccharide. Some include disaccharide in oligosaccharide and some exclude it. So it depends upon how your teachers on what their beliefs. So monosaccharides are those which cannot be hydrolyzed into simpler forms, and oligosaccharides are those which can hydrolyzed into 3 to 10 units of monosaccharide. And disaccharide, if we take it as a separate unit, then disaccharide contain 2 monosaccharide units, and on hydrolysis they give 2 monosaccharide units. See, in the same way polysaccharide give more than 10 monosaccharide units. I hope it is clear to you all. Now monosaccharides are further divided into two according to different bases. First, according to their functional group, and second, according to the number of carbon atom present. Based on their functional group, they are aldoses and ketoses. Okay, if their functional group in monosaccharide is an aldehyde, then it is aldoses, and if the functional group is keto group, then it is ketosis. It is quite simple. Now, based on their number of carbon atoms, it was on functional group and it is according to carbon atom. Based on the number of carbon atom, they are trioses, tetroses, pentoses, hexoses, heptoses. And examples, these are very important important from my point of view, and you have to remember it. For example, trioses example of aldose is glycerolide. Triose example of ketose dihydroxyacetone. Tetrose carbon atom sugar is erythrose and erythrulose. There is a trick to remember it. For aldose, it always comes from O's. Erythrose, ribose, glucose. On other hand, keto group, uh, keto group always end with erythrulose, LOSE. There's a slight difference, you can remember it. Now the next thing is oligosaccharides are divided into same type like di, tri, tetra, and example of oligosaccharides are those above we have discussed. And now disaccharide example separately, they are maltose, lactose and sucrose. In the same way, polysaccharides are classified into two types: homopolysaccharide, heteropolysaccharides. Homopolysaccharides are those which have same type of monosaccharides. For example, if it is 20 carbon atom compound and it is homopolysaccharide, then all 20 monosaccharide compound, then these 20 are the same monosaccharide. And heteropolysaccharide are made up of two or more different types of monosaccharides. They are made up of two or more different types of monosaccharide. इसके एग्जाम्पल है glycosaminoglycan, hyaluronic acid, heparin, and these glycosaminoglycan is also known as GAG, and it is itself a short note. Now in Viva, it is a very easy question, and they used to ask what is reducing disaccharides. Basically, what is reducing sugar? You should remember, reducing sugars are nothing but these are those carbohydrates which have free functional aldehyde group or ketone group. Free functional aldehyde or keto group present. These are the reducing sugars. Example of reducing sugar, remember all monosaccharides are reducing sugar, and among disaccharides there are lactose and maltose are reducing sugar. Now they used to ask about the linkage of sucrose, lactose and maltose, and these three are the disaccharides, and it is very important to remember their linkage. So first we learn about sucrose, and from the 12th class I think we are reading that it is made up of glucose and fructose. Now we will be more specific. It is alpha D glucose and beta D fructose. Sucrose is made up of alpha D glucose and beta D fructose. So therefore the linkage would be according to their name. For फॉर एग्जांपल अल्फ़ा डी ग्लूकोज का अल्फ़ा 1 एंड बीटा डी फ्रक्टोज का बीटा 2 ग्लाइकोसाइडिक लिंकेज. It is for sucrose, and this linkage is very important to remember. It is also important for PG exams. Lactose. Lactose is made up of beta D galactose and beta D glucose. Here both are beta beta, therefore the linkage will be beta 1,4 glycosidic linkage. And maltose is both two units are glucose and both two units are alpha D glucose. Therefore the linkage is alpha 1,4 glycosidic linkage. Now we will learn about terms homo or heteropolysaccharide. What are homopolysaccharide? I have already told you they are made up of similar monosaccharide unit. Examples are very important for it. Starch and glycogen are the best example of homopolysaccharide, and they are only made up of glucose units. Now the next thing is, what is heteropolysaccharide? They are made up of different type of monosaccharide unit. Example is hyaluronic acid, and is made up of glucuronic acid and N-acetyl glucosamine. Now structure of starch is very important, and I think you all should memorize it. I will choose different color. So structure of starch. So structure of starch, it consists of two components. दो कंपोनेंट से बना होता है, वाटर सोल्यूबल अमाइलोज एंड वाटर इनसोल्यूबल अमाइलोपेक्टिन. तो स्टार्च इज मेड अप ऑफ टू कंपोनेंट, one is water soluble and second is water insoluble. Water soluble is amylose and water insoluble is amylopectin. Both comes from AA. Remember, starch is made up of AA. One is water soluble, one is water insoluble. Soluble is amylose and insoluble is pectin, amylopectin. So now we will learn more about amylose. Amylose is, what is amylose? Amylose is nothing, it is a long unbranched chain with 400 to 1000 glucose units, and the linkage is alpha 1,4 glycosidic linkage. It has helically coiled structure. On the other hand, amylopectin is branched structure. Remember, amylose is unbranched, amylopectin is branched. It is the straight chain portion has alpha 1,4 linkage, whereas it at the branches the glucose unit has alpha 1,6 linkage. Okay, alpha 1,4 glycosidic linkage and alpha 1,6 glycosidic linkage. On branching portion they have alpha 1,6 glycosidic linkage. Amylose is unbranched and amylopectin is branched. There are about 20 to 30 glucose units in the outer branches, and there is a branch after every 8 to 9 glucose units in the interior. So outer branches होंगी, the outer branches have 20 to 30 glucose unit, whereas after 8 to 9 glucose unit there will be an interior branch. Okay, तो हर 20 से 30 ग्लूकोज आउटर ब्रांच में हर 20 से 30 ग्लूकोज यूनिट रहेंगी, और एवरी 8 to 9 ग्लूकोज यूनिट के बाद एक ब्रांचिंग हो जाएगी. Now it starts as स्टार्च हमने पढ़ लिया है. दिस इज अ स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ amylopectin of a starch. There is a term which is very important to understand. What is muter rotation? Muter rotation is defined as the change in optical rotation representing the interconversion of alpha and beta forms of freshly prepared monosaccharides to an equilibrium mixture. Muter rotation क्या है? It is a change in optical rotation. Optical rotation में change आता है. It representing interconversion of alpha and beta form. There will be a conversion of alpha form into beta form and beta form into alpha form. And the word is very specific is freshly prepared monosaccharide solution to an equilibrium mixture. The alpha and beta anomer of sugar have different optical rotation. Okay, what is muter rotation? It is a phenomena and it is defined as a change in optical rotation. Optical rotation में जो change आता है जो कि रिप्रेजेंट करता है अल्फा फॉर्म को बीटा फॉर्म में बदलने वाला और बीटा फॉर्म को अल्फा फॉर्म में बदलने वाला फॉर्म में, तो ये इक्विलिब्रियम पाने के लिए करता है. ये फिनोमिना बेसिकली हो ही इसलिए रहा है. दिस फिनोमिना इज अकरिंग सो दैट sugar can have its equilibrium mixture. So there are two units, alpha and beta anomers of a sugar. Example, alpha D glucose has plus 112.2 degree rotation and beta D glucose has plus 18.7 degree rotation. So when alpha D glucose solution or beta D glucose solution is prepared in a water, the optical rotation gradually changes to plus 52.7 degree at equilibrium, and this is called muter rotation. Okay, they are occupying their equilibrium, and for that they are undergoing muter rotation process. And when these two are mixing individually, they have different equilibrium, but when these two are in a water, they are, this is for example alpha form, this is alpha form and beta form. When these two are in a water, these two units, they are doing a partnership with each other, and they are doing some kind of a contract with each other, and there is a point when they agree to each other, and this point is plus 52.7 degree. And the phenomena, this is a very lame language I am saying to you, and this phenomena is basically muter rotation. It is a very very important question which is frequently asked in exam. Why sucrose shows inversion and why sucrose is called invert sugar? It is very very important short note. Basically, sucrose is basically a dextrorotatory, and on hydrolysis it produces one molecule of dextrorotatory glucose and one molecule of levorotatory fructose. We all know sucrose is made up of dextrorotatory glucose and levorotatory fructose. Both are invert to each other. The net effect is that solution when it get hydrolysis, it has alpha dextrorotatory glucose that is has plus 52.5 degree rotation, and molecule of levorotatory fructose has minus 92 degree, and the net effect of is that solution containing the hydrolyzed product becomes levorotatory. So hydrolyzed mixture of sucrose is called invert sugar, because before hydrolysis it is dextrorotatory, and on hydrolysis it becomes levorotatory. Why? Because sorry, why it is become levorotatory? Here, before hydrolysis it is dextrorotatory, dextro. On hydrolysis it forms dextrorotatory glucose and levorotatory fructose. But here the positive part is only plus 52 and negative plus part is minus 92. Therefore इनका जो नेट इफेक्ट रहेगा वो माइनस 28.2 डिग्री रह जाएगा, एंड दिस माइनस इज levorotatory. So from dextro to levo it is forming, therefore it is called invert sugar. It is very easy and it comes in exams. So our first part is ending here, and this is all about chemistry of carbohydrate. On the next part we will learn about metabolism of carbohydrate. Thank you.